I think will handle Morehead State fine.
Okay, I think I got
YouTube stream
YouTube
fixed.
fixed.
Okay. All right, so that's the East region. I need to pull up like a, is there like a live like a list? All right, so that's the East region.
Real quick. Anyone that's watching on YouTube, sorry for the late start. We had some technical difficulties getting the YouTube stream actually started. But that's, I think we kind of expected that our first time going live. But
Happens.
we just talked through the East region. We'll have the recording and we'll
put that up.
We'll put that up in the description. Or we'll like re-upload it afterwards. We've been live on Twitter the entire time. So like now that we're watching commercials, if you want to hop over to our Twitter real quick, catch up on that East region. We should be good to go.
Yeah.
At least moving forward. Sorry about that. The technical difficulties for those of you hanging out in on our YouTube.
Yeah. So if you're on our YouTube, the things you need to know is Florida Atlantic still got in after getting destroyed. They got into the 8 line. They're going to be playing Northwestern. Winner of that game is going to play the winner of UConn Stetson. So I mean, Florida Atlantic has shown that they can beat anyone, but they've shown that they can lose to literally anyone. So I imagine that's going to be a UConn Northwestern game, and in the second round, and you're going to have Boo Buie playing for his career and for his statue in Evanston. So that'll be a really, really fascinating game. Iowa State's the 2 in that region. Illinois is the 3. They're hot right now, and then number 4 is Auburn. But all our like Indiana adjacent people, Morehead State got in from the OVC, so we've seen that. Drake was the auto bid from the Missouri Valley. They got in at a 10 seed. 10 seed is, kind of hopeful that maybe the Sycamores will sneak in at the 11 game. I think that they will probably be heading to Dayton if they do get in, but we'll see. I just want to see them in the field. I think they'll win in Dayton if they get in, but I don't know. That's the East region. I think the East region is actually not that tough for UConn. I think UConn, I mean, they got rewarded for being the number 1 overall seed, but I think it was very, very favorable.
Yeah, and I mean, thinking about the number 1 seeds, right? I know if you're a Purdue fan, seeing that UConn got the number 1 overall seed, that's not a concern, in my opinion.
No,
because UConn doesn't want the Midwest. So even though they're going to get that region of choice, Purdue, you're still going to end up likely being the number 2 seed, the number 2.
Yeah, you'll be the
2
overall seed, but I mean, like Purdue is always going to be in the Midwest. It's just like you got to think of it as like, okay, Iowa State probably would have been Purdue's number 2, right? If Purdue had been that's the overall 1 seed. But
that's the big difference there. But I mean, there's still.
But I mean, honestly, I guess the regions would have been completely different because if Purdue was the number 1 seed, they couldn't have had Northwestern as their 9 seed. So
yeah,
I don't know. They're coming back now. Gonna do the next region, which I imagine will be the Midwest. Should be Purdue. Oh, the South next. Houston, obviously the number 1 seed in the South. They're playing in Memphis.
And Anthony, thanks for stopping into the YouTube. The last 4, I think, to answer your question, I think it's a toss up. Really, there's so many different teams that it could be. That we kind of talked about it at the start while we were having technical difficulties, but I think we're looking at a last 4 of Indiana State is one of our obviously we want them in, but there's so many, there's 8 different teams they can choose from. I think it's just a toss up of who the committee thinks, who the committee likes the best.
Okay, Houston's the number 1 seed in the South. They're playing Longwood in the first round, and then Nebraska is the 8 seed, and they're playing Texas A&M. So
I really like an 8-9 Nebraska A&M matchup.
I do too.
I think Nebraska is playing with fire.
They're playing for their first NCAA tournament win.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they are the last Power 5 our 6 team without one, I believe.
Ooh, and we've got Wisconsin at the 5 line
Oh my gosh.
in the South. That's
Wisconsin. Where are they playing? Brooklyn? They go to Brooklyn?
the
Okay.
irony of the South playing in Brooklyn.
Yeah, the first rounds are so weird. It's just
Ooh.
James Madison in Wisconsin.
That's
James Madison, obviously the auto bid from, what are they, the SoCon?
the Sun Belt.
Sun Belt.
Yep. Yeah, they played in the Sun Belt MAC Challenge.
That's right. They're obviously, we're ranked top 25 this year. They are
Yep.
31-3.
That's, I mean, James Madison could pull a huge crowd
In Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Who
Just
Duke is
regionally.
the 4 seed?
Duke being the 4 seed.
Honestly, this might be a first round upset. Who do they pull? Vermont? Maybe not then. Never mind.
Maybe
Vermont,
not.
Vermont's like a scheduled a first round loss. Get into the tournament, get
Yep.
a first round loss.
Yep.
All right, who do we have 6 seed now? Pittsburgh, Texas Tech. 6 seed. Okay. I don't know. Okay, 11. Is this going to be a playing game?
I think it is. Oh.
NC State. So, oh yeah. Well, NC State won the ACC, so they couldn't be a playing game, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean the 11 seeds
Right.
could still have been.
I wonder if we'll see 11 or 12 playing games. Seeds or 12 seeds.
I think 12 is most realistic, and I think we see Michigan State as one of them.
I think so too. So NC State, I mean, they just won 5 in a row. The last team to win five conference tournament games in a row. Make the NCAA tournament, Jaron.
IU? No.
UConn with Kemba Walker.
Oh, huh.
Okay, Kentucky's
Kentucky a
the
3 seed.
Kentucky got a 3. They're
That's
playing. Ooh, and they play Oakland.
a little bit of Horizon League action there.
Yeah, so that's the winner from Purdue Fort Wayne and IUPUI's conference. Florida's the 7 seed.
See, I'm looking at I don't know who they're playing, but Florida just lost one of their starters to
Yeah. Boise State.
Boise State, Colorado as a play-in at the 10. That worries me because Colorado is one of those teams that could have taken a bid
Yeah, they could've.
from Indiana
Yep.
State.
So Colorado and Boise State are 2 of the last 4 in. So at the 10 seed, though. Oh, man, I'm nervous.
that's weird seeing that as a 10 seed.
It is.
Be real.
Marquette is the 2 seed. Bring the bracket back. I want to see it.
As of right now, Tyler Kolek is supposed to be playing.
He'll be back, yeah.
Will be back. I think I saw that. It's information that was given to the committee.
Western
for playing
Kentucky.
Western Kentucky.
Go Christian Lander.
And Brandon Newman.
Yeah.
Two former Big Ten players.
One from IU, one from Purdue. They're coming together. Call it IUPUI. IUPUK.
Pretty much.
So
So we've got Houston Longwood at the 1-16. Nebraska playing Texas A&M at the 8-9. Wisconsin and James Madison at the 5-12. Duke and Vermont at the 4-13. Obviously, I'm listing these off respectively. So Duke's the 4, Vermont's the 13. That first game, the James Madison Wisconsin game, is one that I've got circled, or will be circling, because that very well could be a first round upset. Texas Tech, NC State at the 6-11. Kentucky, Oakland at the 3-14. Florida playing either Boise State or Colorado at the 10 in the 7-10 game. Boise State and Colorado being a playing game. And then Marquette, Western Kentucky at the 15. Florida's, like I said, Florida's kind of in an interesting spot. That could very well be an upset just because they're starting. I forget what position he plays, but one of their starters had a compound fracture in his ankle today in like the first 2 minutes of the SEC championship game.
I wonder.
It's like a Kevin Ware 2.0 situation.
I imagine that didn't do anything for their seating because it happened today. But maybe. Do we think Houston walks to the Elite Eight region.
Yeah, I think Houston has definitely the best
Because you look at
kind of quadrant of the.
they'd have to play either the winner of Nebraska or I don't remember, but I want it to be Nebraska. I'm picking
I think it was
Nebraska.
Nebraska A&M.
Yes, Nebraska A&M. I mean, I'm picking Nebraska in that game, and I think that Houston's defense is just
Yeah, I think
too much for Nebraska.
And that's the thing is Houston's defense is phenomenal. They didn't show up as much against Iowa State yesterday, but I just think that Nebraska's bread and butter is 3-point shooting. Nebraska's bread and butter is Keisei Tominaga.
Yeah, if K-State's hot.
And I just think that I imagine Shed is going to be who's on him, and Shed is just way more of a athletic guard than
Yeah.
really most guards in the Big Ten, other than like Boo Booey.
Yeah, you need like a.
I think that even if Keisei gets hot and hits 5 threes, I think Shed's just gonna cook him. On the offensive side. So
Yeah, I mean, so Houston, what they go to the Final Four like 3 years ago in 2021.
I think it was 2021. Yeah.
In the bubble, I think that I think they're playing well. Maybe they got the the crappy performance out of the way, right? Maybe they just laid a stinker and they're gonna galvanize around this.
Sorry, no, it was it was 2021
in the bubble, yeah. Because they lost to Baylor.
That is correct. They lost by 19 to Baylor.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the last few years. I mean, Houston also played in the.
Houston lost to Miami last year.
Yeah, they played in the Elite Eight 2 years ago and lost to Villanova.
Thank you, Logan.
What do you say?
Thanks for the followers. His dad and stepmom followed.
Heck yeah.
Appreciate it. I don't know. I mean, like, Houston's, Kelvin Sampson's been to the Final Four twice now, at Oklahoma and now at Houston. I just think that they just have to have some offense show up and they will be fine.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we're looking at a lot of. I think this season, Houston's going to be much more equipped for a deep tournament run, purely because they're in the Big 12. I think they're in a much tougher conference. They played tougher opponents. They ran the table in the Big 12. And that, to me, is just going to equip them for a much better run than maybe in 2021 when they made the Final Four, just because they didn't play. I mean, they're in the American still.
Yeah. Do you have any? Okay, so here is the South region. Is there anyone that jumps out to you as like could surprise you? James Madison, I think, could be one.
See, James Madison isn't one that I think would surprise me.
It's not surprising, but like if they, based on their seed, a 12-5 upset you pick every year. You pick at least one. Like that's let's pencil that in. I don't know.
A team I want to see successful, NC State.
NC State, they're hot right now.
I think if we don't see an Indiana State team make it in, I mean, DJ Burns is America's player right now.
Okay, Purdue, Midwest. So they're announcing the Midwest region right now. So Purdue, and they are going to play not St. Peter's.
I hope the committee did it.
Dude, do you think they did?
That'd be hilarious.
Montana State, Grambling State.
Okay, that's I think going to be a cakewalk for Purdue.
I mean, they don't have Tobin Anderson, so they should be fine.
I think if you're a Purdue fan and you're seeing this 116 matchup, you can take a sigh of relief.
Well, what you can do is you can, let everyone bet for Purdue to lose and bet for Purdue to win or Purdue to cover and make money.
So we got Utah State at the 8
Utah
seed.
State. Good for them.
That's a team that I think could beat Purdue.
Yes.
they're a really good team out of the Mountain West.
TCU, I think Utah State wins.
Yeah, TCU. They were a bubble team. I think that there were questions
At
today
one point,
of whether or not. I mean, even today, whether or not TCU was going to make it.
So obviously this is in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So Purdue gets to play in Indianapolis. Gonzaga's the 5 seed. If you have to play Gonzaga Purdue, you walk through that game again.
Yeah. Ooh.
McNeese.
Gonzaga McNeese.
That's an all-time matchup.
I love everything about it. Two great coaches, Will Wade, Mark Few.
Dude, I said
McNeese scores about 150 points a game.
Dude, I said 12-5 special for the James Madison. No.
12-5 special for the Gonzaga McNeese.
I don't remember
game.
how many years it is in a row, like 8 or something in a row that Gonzaga has made the Sweet 16, and McNeese is probably going to crush that. Kansas is the 4 seed. This is the best 4 seed you could possibly have if you're a Purdue fan. If you are rooting for Purdue, this is the best possible 4 seed. Oh, Samford. Dude, Samford can win this game. Samford can beat Kansas. And Purdue, you beat Samford by like 50 points earlier this season.
Yeah. I think, and another information that was given to the committee today or yesterday in the last few days, Dickinson and McCullough are goes for the NCAA tournament. Whether was given to the committee to help their seeding or whether it was like
they don't want to be punished
legitimately, right?
Regardless, I think they'll play.
Yeah,
I don't know that they'll be fully healthy. South Carolina,
at the
dude,
6.
Lamont Paris just absolutely killing it this year.
I like South
6,
Carolina.
11. This could be Indiana State, Oregon, bid stealer from the Pac-12.
Yep, they did. They won the Pac-12 championship last night.
So Indiana State has to be in the West region then if they're going to get in. Creighton, the number 3 seed. No, Purdue didn't play Creighton. They played Marquette this year.
Yeah.
Kind of one that I'd be a little bit worried about as a Purdue fan. That one's a little bit scary for Purdue. Akron from the MAC. So that's the MAC where Ball State plays.
They won in a heartbreak for Kent State today. Texas at the 7 seed. Virginia, Colorado State.
Oh my God. Okay.
So I think based on what we've seen so far, Indiana State's not getting a bid.
The only option is Indiana State's in at the 11 or 12, which seems unlikely, or they're out.
Yeah.
So at this point, I assume Indiana State is out.
Yeah.
And my heart is broken. Tennessee.
Ooh.
Dude, they put Tennessee in Purdue's region. Why would they do this? That was the ugliest game of the year.
Yeah.
Like, of the year.
But also, I mean, Rick Barnes is notorious for choking, so like
they're like
they might not even make it that far.
Matt Painter chokes in the tournament. Ha ha ha. So does Rick Barnes. We won't even see a 1-2 matchup. This will be hilarious.
St. Peter's with a 15
St.
seed.
Peter's.
That's, if you're a Tennessee fan, that's scary. St. Peter's is they're not as good as they were 2 years ago, but they're good. And when you've got Rick Barnes, who is notorious for choking, I think that's something that scares you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't see the first round loss coming, but we'll see. $405 to get a first.
Yeah,
round
I was waiting for
this
break to bring that up. That doesn't surprise me. I mean,
the
moment tickets went on sale in Indianapolis in general, everyone
knew
going
Purdue
crazy.
was playing there.
Yeah,
I mean, there was no matter if Purdue was the overall 1 seed or Purdue was the 2 or the 3 overall seed.
But it's also Indianapolis, which is one of the greatest sporting event cities in the world or in the country.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
tickets, people are gonna flock to Indy for a game.
Like, if you can go to Indy and not go to the tournament, but just be in Indy and watch the game, electric.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like go if you can.
I mean, I had a buddy who asked if I was going to go down for any games, and unfortunately, I can't because it's baseball season and I'm a baseball coach, so I am kind of stuck in Fort Wayne, but
It happens. I mean, also we said it before. Pull up. I'm gonna try and pull up another picture so that I have the next this region while they go to commercial. So they're going to commercial. Let's talk about this region a little bit. This just kind of scares me for Indiana State because we've seen the last 4 in.
Yeah. I mean, going and think we haven't seen UAB yet, right? UAB.
Yes, we did see UAB.
Did their name get called?
Yep.
Okay.
They're the 12.
So,
I think
Montana State,
UAB's in the South.
Charleston, New Mexico, Wagner, Morehead State, Colgate, South Dakota State. Were they called?
Yes, they were a 15.
Okay.
So for what it's worth,
And St. Mary's, and Grand Canyon. So there's still 8.
I think Grand Canyon. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's good for the state of basketball that Grand Canyon got in though. That's Bryce Drew.
Yeah. So there's still 8 conference winners, I think, that haven't been called. So that leaves 8 more at-large bids. Likely to see 1 or 2 Big Ten teams still squeak in. We'll see. We haven't seen Kentucky, have we?
No.
So
Kentucky will be a 4 seed. I'm almost positive.
Arizona will get in, so that's 10.
Arizona will be a 2 seed.
So
So Arizona's going to be the 2 seed in the West, which is
off the top of my head. There's still 6 teams that
we're going to see. Yeah,
we could see Indiana State.
They could be in one of those.
One of those.
For what it's worth, Indiana State before the selection show, they were in 3 brackets on Bracket Matrix out of 92. So that's not good. But we're gonna see in this last region, the West, North Carolina is gonna be the 1, Arizona is gonna be the 2 in the West. Bracket Matrix says probably Duke is the 3.
No, Duke was already.
Oh, they were already. Yeah, you're right.
They were
then
a
it'll
5.
be
Or
Baylor.
They were.
It'll be
I don't
Baylor,
remember.
right?
Yep.
And then probably Alabama as the 4. Or Kansas. Alabama in yet? Or not Kansas?
No,
I meant Kentucky.
Alabama is not. So I guess
Let's
there's 4 potential at-large bids that we could see Indiana State in, but I think that we're trending towards not seeing Indiana State, which means that they'll just run the table in the NIT.
Yeah, I mean they should potentially. I mean if they're the first 4 out, then they should be a 1 seed. They'll be a 1 or a 2 seed in the NIT. They might have gotten pushed to a 2 seed just because of how many teams stole bids this week, but I don't know. ISU. I know it's not over yet. The dream's not over yet, Anthony. The dream is still going.
And so Anthony's my buddy from work that
Nice.
has the in at IU.
Oh, nice. The dream's not dead. 2-bid MVC is not dead yet, folks. Talking about the West now. Okay, this is going to be North Carolina, number 1 seed. North Carolina, there it is. And I don't know where they're playing. Charlotte. Okay, dude, these regions, the thing that cracks me up most about these regions is like North Carolina is the number 1 in the West, and they're playing in Charlotte. And they're playing Howard Wagner, the winner of Howard Wagner. Okay,
Which is interesting.
Howard,
That
Seth
because
Towns,
that's
8th-year senior.
that's 2 conference winners at playing games.
Yeah, I mean that's the 16th seed for you. Mississippi State got in at an 8, 21-13 this year. Fine. Who are they gonna play? Michigan State got a 9. That is insane to me.
That's criminal.
Michigan State as a 9, dude. Michigan State could have been out of the tournament, and it would have been
Yeah.
realistic.
Yeah.
That is that's absurd. Okay.
St.
St. Mary's gets to play in Spokane. St. Mary's wins the first round. I don't care who their 12 seed is, unless it's Indiana State. Although that might be the worst game ever. Those two styles are so different.
It'd be interesting. Which
It'd be
style's more prominent?
whoever plays their style wins.
Yeah,
Indiana State, Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
I'm sorry, I know it's like an Indiana pick to pick Bryce Drew at Grand Canyon, but St. Mary's playing in Spokane as a 5 seed. St. Mary's is so good, dude.
Yeah. So we'll probably
Who do we
see
have here at the 4
Kentucky at
seed?
the,
Kentucky or Alabama. I'm leaning Kentucky.
yeah.
Kentucky. Show me Kentucky.
Alabama.
So Kentucky's going to be the
3?
3. Wow.
I mean, unless they squeak in at the 2.
No shot. Charleston. 4-13. Dude, every game I watch, like every game I try and pick Alabama, I'm like, they could win or they could lose. Like, obviously that's the logic, but like they could win realistically or they could lose. Clemson, the 6th seed. I did not see them being that high. I'm not going to lie. I thought they were going to be a 7 or an 8. And that's why I'm not a bracketologist.
Oh, we have our Twitter chat turned off.
Uh-oh.
Are you able to turn it on?
It's off?
I think.
I just think we have no comment.
No, I opened it up and it says limited broadcaster. Can you go back into media studio? So Clemson at the 6, playing New Mexico at the 11. Baylor at the 3. So Kentucky's are going to be a 2. Playing Colgate. Baylor at the 3, playing Colgate at the 14.
Chat, no one. I apologize. I apparently cannot change the chat.
So if you're watching on Twitter, and you want to, chat with us, our YouTube's
Tweet at
probably
us.
going to be the best. Tweet
Yeah.
at us, or
I apologize.
head over to our YouTube. Technical difficulties on all fronts today.
Can't
say that we're shocked.
So
Also not shocked at a 7 Dayton versus 10 Nevada.
the dream is dead officially.
Wait, we had to have missed Kentucky. We talked about Kentucky.
We had to have.
Why am I not
I'll
remembering?
find it. I'll find it. I got it. I got all the brackets right here. Kentucky is. Are they in the South?
Midwest playing Oakland.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. So Arizona playing Long Beach State.
Did you hear this? Did you hear about this? Long Beach State. They
Fired
this
their
is your
coach.
last year, and then he freaking went to the tournament. Can they
Yeah.
cancel that? Oh man. Izzo wins 65% the lower seed. So, I mean, I think Michigan State will beat Mississippi State, but I do not think that they will beat North Carolina.
Yeah, that's
Tom Izzo continues the streak of longest active
NCAA tournament appearances.
NCAA tournament appearances by a coach, not by a program. That's Kansas, but
That makes
I mean,
sense.
it's all him since the late 90s.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. I'm depressed. I am depressed.
Like I need to take my shirt off now.
No, wear it. We're not staying on for the NIT selection. I'll tell you that. That's like 9 or 8.
Yeah, I think it's at 9 because the women's selection show is at 8, or maybe it's at 7. I don't know, but
Dayton is interesting to me.
I'm gonna pull up I'm gonna try and find a fillable bracket, and we're gonna go through and build the bracket together as well.
So, I mean, let's all pour one out because the 2-bid MVC. Okay, listen to this crap. West Coast Conference gets 2. A10 gets 2. American gets 2 because of bid Steelers. Big East gets 3. The Big East only got 3. Look at this. First 4 out. Indiana State, third team out.
And they're the highest net of the 4.
So Indiana State is the highest net ranked team to not make the tournament at 29. Oh my God. Okay, so potentially what you're seeing now is Virginia is in over Indiana State. I am livid. Now that I see this in front of me, I'm livid, dude. Virginia has been dog water for most of this season. Seth Davis and Charles Barkley are going back and forth. Not Charles Barkley. Reward the mid-major, dude. Come on. Virginia lost by 20 points to freaking Notre Dame. And Notre Dame was below 500 this year. Like, come on. Come on. Yeah, and they should have been in the tournament. Indiana State should have been in the tournament. Game on. Fill out both the men's and women's brackets at cbssports.com/Nissan. You can win I'm giving a free ad read. This is egregious by the committee. I saw it coming. I just thought that they would make the better choice. I mean, you give Michigan State a 9 seed. You put Virginia in the tournament. Like, that's insane to me. You're putting too many power conference teams with so many losses in the tournament. Like, yeah, Michigan State beat Indiana State, but Michigan State was also potentially 2 seeds higher than Indiana State was going to be. I don't know. I'm mad. I am not happy. You want to take a real quick break, Jaron? Pull this up. All right, we'll be right back. When we come back, we're gonna have a bracket. We'll fill it out. We'll see who we pick, and all I know is I have to change my national champion because I can't pick Indiana State.
We did call our shot,
dude.
Or no, we said a Sweet 16.
Auto to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
All you had to do is put them in.
Yeah. All right, we will be right back here in a few. All right.
All right, we're back. They're talking to the committee members or the committee chair, waiting for him to ask about Indiana State. I want to know why they didn't get in. I imagine it's their quad 4 loss and their lack of quad 1 wins, but they only had 4 opportunities.
It looks like the editable brackets available 14.
7:00. Okay. I mean, we can.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about like up. Teams that didn't.
Indiana or St. John's didn't get in.
Yeah, I think St. John's, they were a safe like out for the last few days.
That's just crazy to me. Our buddy Elliot from Bracket Busters said the committee started out with a banger in the East region and really just threw darts at the board for other regions. Devastated that Indiana State wasn't included, but now have to watch Virginia score just 40 points. True, Elliot. Oh my God. Boise State and Colorado State playing is insane. Absolutely. They're playing in is insane. Yes. Virginia, like,
I mean, going through the list on Bracket Matrix, which is kind of what we use to follow things along, follow along with things, excuse me. Team that didn't get in, I don't think, was Northwestern.
They got in as 9 seed.
Were they a 9 seed? Okay, never mind.
Because they are UConn's 9 seed.
Okay, yeah.
I know we need the overall. So we need a bracket. Okay, we need a bracket of the teams. I don't care if it's fillable. I just need to pull one up real quick.
I've got a bracket up. Sorry, I clicked the women's. So we've got, just to recap, and I'll start with the East. I'll go to the West, the South, and then Midwest. Yep.
You drop me a link
Where do you want me to?
in the. Anywhere is fine. Yeah, Anthony said MSU is a 9 is a tragedy. Absolutely.
Just go to.
I'm just finished.
Just go to ncaa.com.
Okay. While I'm pulling this up, shout out to Trine, my alma mater. I got to take my dad to see Trine win a national championship for the Division III. They won their very first national championship, their very first appearance, and they got to play in Fort Wayne, which is about 45 minutes away from Angola, where Trine is located. And they broke, I mean, obviously, because they were so close, they had a lot of support from the Fort Wayne people. But they broke the NCAA D3 National Championship attendance record. So it was up since 1999, and they broke that record with 4,546 people there, and my dad and I were one of them.
2 of them.
Yeah. Well, he bought his ticket at the door because he couldn't go to the first game, and I ran into my college friend at the first game, and I thought he bought a 2-day ticket, but he did not, so I couldn't get him a ticket. But he bought his ticket at the door and was in the 600 level, and I was 10 rows up, and luckily there was no one next to me, so I texted him at the 4-minute timeout, or 4 under 16, and I was like, hey, come down, and he came down. But All right, let's get this bracket. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So go to, and then at the top on the page should be a bracket thing. Yeah. Barely see your screen, but it'll be there. And then the official bracket in the menu, like the
I got it. All right. Okay, so we're starting in the East then.
Yeah, we'll just start the East. So UConn at the 1, Stetson at the 16. I definitely think UConn.
UConn. I mean, yeah.
We're going chalk there.
I think the 8-9 game of FAU Northwestern. I am not either. I think I'm picking Northwestern. Boo Booey's just built different.
Yeah. I think that Northwestern at the 9, they're just gonna take that. And what do we do? Let's talk all the way to the Final 4 in the East.
Yeah,
and then we'll go to the next region. So San Diego State, UAB. I said it earlier this year. I don't remember if it was on. I think it was on one of our shows. That I really like San Diego State. They're just such a good, well-rounded team. I mean, UAB. They're only there, in my opinion, because. Well, hang on. I might be getting my conference mixed up. UAB's in the American, right?
UAB is in the American. They beat South Florida in the semis.
Yeah, they beat South Florida, which like great, but I think FAU would have won that game.
They couldn't even get there
if they got there, right? Like, so I just think that San Diego State. I mean, UAB was playing Temple, who Temple is not a great team. I just think that, you know, San Diego State's gonna carry that. Auburn, Yale. I've been very vocal about counting on the Ivy League to win one. After Yale was down to Brown, who was a below 500 team most of the game, and they won because Brown missed free throws at to end the game. So I just don't think that Yale is as a good enough team to beat Auburn. So I think we'd see Auburn winning that first round game. BYU, Duquesne. That's tough for me. I really like the Dukes. BYU is a good team. I just don't know if
I think I want BYU in this game.
Yeah. I think that my affinity for the Dukes is skewing my thought process, thinking that Duquesne could beat BYU. I mean, BYU could put up 120 points on them, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I
think BYU.
I think BYU wins that.
Illinois at the 3, Morehead State at the 14. I think I'm going chalk with this as well. That Terrence Shannon's just playing out of his mind. He just broke the single game scoring record for the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, I can't pick Morehead State.
He also is just a couple points shy, I think, of breaking the Big Ten tournament scoring record for like the duration of the tournament behind Keegan Murray. So going to Illinois there.
Let me ask you just a logistics question here real quick. How doable would it be if we waited till 7 and threw a bracket up on the screen? Possible?
Talk through it with.
I mean, what we talked through, we can finish the first round here, and then we'll just go through. And then I just want to throw it up there just so that people can watch. I want our picks to be seen.
Well, I was just gonna, as we fill it out, export it and we post it on socials. But yeah.
So where do we leave off? Washington State Drake. This hurts me because I really started to fall in love with this Washington State team, but this Drake team is just so tough to beat. Um, it's going to be incredibly hard, and you've got Tucker DeVries who's going to go absolutely nuclear. I don't know. Like, part of me wants to pick against Drake because they knocked the trees out. Like, do I do that? And do we do that in solidarity for the show, or do we pick the team that beat? Like, we picked the team that beat the team we love.
I think we have to ride Drake because they're
it's like game, respect, game.
Yeah, I mean, we're also, it's the Valley. I think we have to support the teams coming out of the Valley because that's just, we watched them all year, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, like, Washington State, congrats, you made it to the tournament, but Drake's gonna win because it's Drake. If they can beat the trees, they can beat you. Iowa State, South Dakota State, I don't need to see much more. I'm going Iowa State. Fine with Iowa State winning that one over South Dakota State.
Yeah. I think Iowa State is.
Clark Kellogg picked UConn over Purdue. Purdue beating. Seth Davis has UConn. Wow, daring today, aren't we? UConn, Houston, Purdue, and Arizona. Wow, a 1-1-1 and a 2, and he has UConn winning over Houston. Hey, Purdue makes it to the Final Four. Jay Wright knows ball and almost went chalk as well. Same picks, but he went. He picks UConn to go back to back, doesn't he? No, he has UConn over Houston in the final. Sheesh. This might be the least chalk bracket. Not for us. I mean, maybe we should pick less chalk, but like this might be the least chalk bracket ever. Because just how people are just losing left and right. This dude Jaren is doing a CAPTCHA from 8 feet away. Incredible. Already a member.
Sorry. Well, it's hard. My keyboard is about 8 feet away.
Yeah.
And my mouse is not, so I'm just trying to do as much from a distance as possible without having to get up.
Yeah. Sorry about the middling content. We're just trying to get a bracket up on the screen for you so that you can watch us make our picks. And so that you can see our bracket, see who we pick. I mean, the whole thing's invalid because they didn't put Indiana State in. Log in with Google. Surprised it didn't show up immediately. Trying to push. I mean, is your keyboard plugged in? That was crazy. Email sent. It's just a crime against the trees. The election committee hates trees. That's confirmed. We are planning on doing like a short, probably no more than 30 minutes, short live show every single day that there are games, aside from the first 4. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Jared and I are planning to go live, probably just like this, simulcast on YouTube and Twitter, just kind of breaking down most of that day. Sunday we'll probably still do a regular live show. We'll break down that day's bracket and those games, and then we'll just kind of talk about the thing as a whole. So you'll actually see 4 times as much content for the next 2 weeks, which will be kind of. And so look for us to be live Thursday. Probably not after all the games because that's pretty late. Those West Coast games go pretty late, but after most of the games are done. So if you get the notification, just throw that up on whatever screen you're working with, and throw it up on the TV or throw it up on your phone and hang out with us while we break down what insane stuff happened in this turn. 7:00 now, so the bracket's about to be live. We're about to start filling. It's live now. We're about to fill this thing out. It's really. We just got 60 minutes going on the other screen. No big deal. Not every podcast does that. This is a sad day for basketball. So we're talking Indiana teams continuing their season. Indiana said that if they get an NIT bid, they're going to decline it. So Indiana's season is done. Purdue is the only team in the NCAA tournament from the state of Indiana, state of basketball. That means that Butler looked like they were going to be at one point. They're not going to make it. They probably won't be hosting either. They're not going to be a 1 seed in the NIT. Indiana State, they will be a 1 seed most likely. And will be hosting. So, there's one positive is you'll be able to see the Sycamores host NCAA tournament games, and then if they win and make it to the finals, they'll be playing in Hinkle. Potentially won't have to leave the state of Indiana.
All right, I'm gonna get over to. We've pulled up the bracket that we'll just fill out as we're.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we already talked through the first round. We had UConn, we had Western. We had
San Diego State.
San Diego State, Auburn, BYU, Illinois,
Drake,
and
Iowa State over.
Iowa State. So I guess we'll work back up from the bottom.
Sure, that's fine. Drake, Iowa State.
Oh. What happened?
I'm not in love with Iowa State. Crazy. Well, we got Capital One. Could be. We sure could be.
Okay.
So Drake, Iowa State. I want to pick Drake. Right?
I want to pick Drake.
Drake's capable of winning too, for sure.
Yeah. Mic a little bit closer to my face. Yeah, I think that Drake is a good pick. Iowa State also is just, I think a lot of people are high on them because of how they just played against Houston, but I don't think that they're going to perform in the tournament. So go Drake there.
I just want to pick it. I just want to pick them to show that
the Valley is stronger than people think. Yeah,
the Valley's legit, dude.
Yeah, looking at BYU, Illinois, I talked to you about this off air. Illinois was behind against Nebraska. They were behind against Wisconsin until for Nebraska it was until like the 8-minute mark.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, it was the 11-minute mark, and both in the second half. I just think that BYU is a high-powered offense that they're gonna get up, and they're gonna get up enough that like if Illinois starts slow, it just won't be good enough to come back. Kind of thing is my thought process there. I really like BYU in this game.
See, I like Illinois. What do we do? Coin flip it? That's so far.
Here.
Coin flip. Here, I'll coin flip right here on my computer. Bro, come on.
But what's is BYU heads or is
Yeah, I'll let you pick. Do you want heads or tails?
give me heads?
Okay. It was tails. I will flip it again because we had not decided. Well, we had not decided. BYU's heads. It's tails.
Again. All right.
We take Illinois. Illinois. The Big Ten. Making it to the Sweet 16.
All right, now we've got Auburn, San Diego.
3, 2, 1. Auburn. Okay. Okay. Woo.
All right.
You know what's funny is I was going to do that same thing for the last game we picked, and that would not have gone well.
Yeah. We're taking we talked about it as it was announced. We're taking UConn, right?
Over Auburn?
Over Northwestern.
Over Northwestern? Yes.
Okay. Now UConn over Auburn.
I also agree. Dude, I honestly I can see UConn walking to the Final Four.
Like
I can see them walking to the Final Four.
So Illinois Drake.
Just a second, I'm catching up on my screen so that I can look at it a little bit closer. Illinois Drake. Terrence Shannon, like, he just is balling out. Now, Brad Underwood has not had a lot of great success in the tournament, but I think I got to go Illinois.
I think this is the best team that Brad Underwood has had in a long time. Long time as in his entire time at Illinois. So I just think that.
I mean, I don't know. I'd probably put the Io DeSumo, Kofi Coburn,
the COVID year,
the 2021 year where they lost to Loyola Chicago. Actually, no. Yes, the COVID year.
Yeah.
No, the COVID year was Michigan State's year. 2021 when they just fumbled it to Loyola Chicago.
Yeah.
I think Illinois. What do you think?
Well, you just said you think UConn walks to the Final Four.
Oh, sorry. I was still in the Illinois Drake game.
Yeah. I think Illinois
over UConn.
No.
Oh, sorry.
I was
Illinois
talking
Drake.
about
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Jesus.
I'm totally twisted up. Okay. UConn, Illinois. I can't.
I think UConn.
Yeah, I can't pick against UConn.
All right. So that's our.
We're gonna go left or down. I guess
East.
they revealed the South next, so we should go the South.
Yeah. Houston, Longwood,
Houston,
Nebraska, A&M.
I think Nebraska.
I think Nebraska. Wisconsin, James Madison. Gotta go. The Dukes.
Dude, I don't know because Wisconsin also looks pretty good. Like I'm high on Illinois, and they almost beat Illinois, and they did beat Purdue.
Yeah, but they got beat up against Purdue. They got beat up against Illinois.
Yeah, but they beat Michigan State because Michigan State shot like 2 for 20 or 1 for 20 or whatever it was. So like that's a common opponent. I feel like we're split on this one because I want to go chalk here. Is it a coin flip?
I mean,
do we decide this one is a coin flip?
All the 5. There will be a 5-12 upset.
Yeah, and it's not going to be this one. It's going to be
McNeese.
It's going to be McNeese, dude.
Okay.
It's going to be McNeese.
And the only reason I was leaning James Madison is because that being a 5-12.
McNeese might be the most popular 12 pick ever. Like honestly,
probably. All right, Wisconsin, Duke, Vermont. Right?
Yeah. No, don't even need to talk about that one.
I'm taking NC State over Texas Tech.
You know what? I'm with you. I'll take it.
Okay.
They're hot. You know,
think
I did this
DJ
once.
Burns has America at his back. Like
The last time I took a really hot team to win that won a power conference tournament, I picked them to win their first game in the tournament, and they didn't. You know what that team was?
Purdue,
Georgetown. I was like, it was Patrick Ewing when he won the tournament. I was like, oh my god, dude, they're hot. They're definitely going to win this game. Not even close.
I think NC State is.
Yeah, I'm fine with NC State here.
And Tech is just, I don't know. They're up and down.
Dude, we're so stupid. We saw Kentucky so long ago. I'm picking Kentucky over Oakland. I think
Kentucky's playing in
Kentucky
the Elite Eight against Houston.
Can win the national championship. I don't think they will, but they are absolutely capable.
Yeah.
Their offense is so incredible that if you let them play a high possession game, they will beat you. They will beat you 118 to.
Yeah. All right, so Florida versus either Colorado or Boise State.
Florida got an injury. Much does that matter?
I mean, they had the injury and lost to Auburn by 20.
Yeah, but also Boise State, Colorado State. Boise State, Colorado State, or Boise State, Colorado?
Boise State, Colorado.
Okay. It's hard for me to. It's a 10 seed playing game. That's crazy. Boise's okay.
I want to go. I think Florida. I think Florida is just good enough. The SEC was tough this year, and they made it all the way to the SEC championship. Like they've got a great coach.
I lost to Auburn.
Yeah,
by
19. But
I just don't.
Auburn
know
also like.
But could I see Boise State and Colorado beating them? Maybe Colorado. Maybe Boise State.
But the thing, that team is also going to be playing 2 days before, a day before.
Yeah.
It'd be 2 days before, I think.
Where is this game? Where is this game? That matters to me. This is great. This is great content. Florida. Just go with Florida. We'll go chalk there.
Marquette, Western.
Dude, I want to pick Seth Towns and Christian Lander and Isaiah. No,
Brandon
Newman.
Come on, man.
Sorry, man. Isn't Isaiah? Is he done? Isaiah Thompson, or did he have one more year? He transferred somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't remember where he transferred to. But I want to pick Western Kentucky, but
he transferred to Florida Gulf Coast.
Oh yeah, because IU played against him.
No, because he
was he gone?
Yeah, because he was a.
Was this 2 years? Am I stuck 2 years behind? Okay. Marquette.
No, he did. He played this year.
Okay, Marquette, Western Kentucky. Marquette. I mean, dude, they're playing 6 against 5. Shaka's on the court, dude, playing defense. They're gonna win that game.
Yeah, I think Florida. Okay, so
bottom of the top.
Yeah, so
Marquette over Florida. I want Marquette.
I think Marquette. Yeah, so it's just gonna dominate, especially with Florida losing their starting. I'm pretty sure he was their. Kentucky, NC State.
Give me Kentucky. I could see either of these.
Yeah.
Because Kentucky, if you tell me Kentucky won this game or lost this game, I would say yes. Yep, sounds right. Because I could see them absolutely getting stomped.
Real quick, can you look up when the NIT selection show is?
Yep.
MK, we're double checking now. Indiana State for sure is a 1 seed.
9:30 p.m.
But 9:30 p.m. is the NIT selection show. So by 10, I imagine it'll be done. But they did confirm Indiana State is a 1 seed.
Yeah, and I don't know if it is always this way, but the first 4 out are the number 1 seeds in the NIT.
Yeah, and that's what we're going off. They were one of the first. They were number 3 of the first 4 out. So that would our hypothesis is that they would be a 1 seed.
Which,
But
I mean, sell out the Holman Center. Like, sell out.
would they'd play at home if they're the 1 seed.
One
right?
seeds play at home. I think it's 1 seeds and 2 seeds play at home. 1 seeds. There's only 32.
32, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, MK, we are also very bummed about them getting snubbed. I'll call it a snub. I think it's a snub.
It's disrespectful, is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, they are the highest net rating team
Ever.
to not get a bid to the NCAA tournament.
If like nightmare scenario is this is Josh Shirt's last year and he gets poached and we don't even get to see this team in the NCAA tournament. That is like the worst possible scenario.
He's not going anywhere.
I don't think he is, but I'm not ruling it out.
I mean, all of the Vanderbilt, I think, is the only big opening.
He's targeted for Louisville.
Oh, Louisville. That's who I forgot.
I mean, his name will be thrown around for every single open.
Yeah, but he would only leave for a Power 16.
Probably.
And the only two available are that I know of at this point in time are Louisville and whatever I just said.
Vanderbilt. Yeah, which Vanderbilt is the worst job in the SEC by far. Which, I mean, I'm glad we don't see him do to DePaul. That would have crushed me. Let's get back to the bracket. So we're looking at Wisconsin Duke. I hate this matchup.
Well, we never picked Kentucky. I don't think.
Yeah, we did. We picked Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
We picked Kentucky.
Okay. Wisconsin Duke, I think it's...
Can both lose?
Yes.
A double loss. It's just auto advance Houston final of the Elite Eight. Honestly, this is gonna sound crazy because this is just like the battle of like dirty white boy players. Wisconsin. Am I wrong? Like
Duke got absolutely rolled by NC State. Didn't they?
They're both sus, but Duke is more so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nebraska. He talked about it.
Houston wins 53-47, or Nebraska wins 86-62. Those are the only two scenarios.
I think Houston is.
I think so too.
I think Houston's just they're too well rounded. They might not score a bunch of points, but they don't need to typically because their defense is so good.
I was roasting everyone on the CBS broadcast for going chalk for the Final Four, but like
here we
Houston, Wisconsin, I have to pick Houston.
Yeah.
Kentucky Marquette 2-3. We literally had almost a chalk.
I think Kentucky.
You know what? I think so too. And I hate to pick Kentucky, but I think so too. Now are we going chalk here? Houston, Kentucky. I don't think Houston's issue is ability to score, right?
Consistently.
Yeah.
They can.
Kentucky plays no defense. Almost. So
I mean, look at what Kentucky did to Tennessee.
Yeah, but
Tennessee's not a high-powered offense.
Other than Dalton. Just him. Dalton connects, pop off.
Yeah. And I mean, Houston doesn't have a Dalton Connect.
Yeah, they got a Jamal Shed though. He's gonna find a way. Dude, I don't have bad blood with Kelvin.
I don't either.
I always get to the Final Four and I go, man, that's a lot of chalk. That's exactly what every time I'm like, that's a lot of chalk.
I think either of these teams can win. I think it just depends on.
Here's the thing: is like defense wins championship. Kentucky doesn't play hard enough defense to overcome Houston.
Okay.
I think that if Kentucky was a little bit better defensively, I'd be fine picking Kentucky. But I also don't want to see Kentucky in the Final Four. Like I have no bad blood with Kelvin, so I want to pick them. What was next? The Midwest, right? Yeah. I'm picking Purdue in the first round. I don't need to think about it. Purdue first round. Montana State versus Grambling State, I think. Yeah, Utah State TCU in the 8-9 game is interesting, but I really like this Utah State team. And I think I want to go Utah State. That's fine with you?
Got people texting me.
Picks.
Yeah.
Utah State, cool.
Yep. Gonzaga, McNeese.
Dude, we gotta
right.
listen. I don't care. Gonzaga can win by 30, and I'll still be like, yeah, but McNeese almost had it though. Like they almost won. Kansas, Samford. Do we think Kansas can play against 40 minutes of press? Like, do we think they'll actually be? Are we about to? There's been too much chalk in our bracket. Dude, let's do it for the brand. Samford over Kansas. We got a 12-13 matchup out of 32. We have a 12 or 13. We have a double-digit seed going to the Sweet 16 no matter what.
I'm here for it. Let's pause real quick. I want to make sure we're on the same page. Pivoting to picks. We're talking picks, so
okay.
Uncle texted me, said he needs to do a deep dive into the Mountain West.
Okay.
Utah State, San Diego State, two teams we really like.
Yep.
Right? I threw in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Purely because Latino.
Uh-huh.
And anyone else is.
Well, they're all such low seeds.
Yeah.
What's your question?
I was just like, are we like, is that.
Fade the Mountain? Is that you're saying fade the Mountain West?
No, I'm just saying, like, are those
the two guys that we believe in?
Those are the two that we believe in, and like New Mexico is just a wild card.
New Mexico.
They play Clemson.
Dude. Okay, we'll talk about that region in a minute. We'll talk about that because New Mexico and Nevada are both in over there.
Okay, let's finish this. South Carolina, Oregon. Don't love Oregon.
I want South Carolina.
Creighton, Akron.
Creighton. You got a 7-footer down to the post who's gonna block.
It's a nightmare matchup for them.
It's just he's just too big.
Texas versus Colorado State.
Dude, Texas. And I don't want Texas to win. I just can't.
I think Colorado State could beat them if Colorado State beats Virginia.
Yeah, and Virginia shouldn't be in this tournament, so I can't pick them to maybe win.
Right.
You know, like Colorado State could definitely do it, but like, just give me Texas, I guess. Tennessee, St. Peter's, the Cox.
I kind of like the Cox. No, Rick Barnes is a choke artist, but I don't think he's a 116 choke artist. Or sorry, 215 choke artist.
The question is, where does he choke? Does he choke against the Cox or against the horns? Does Dalton horns down and then they lose?
I'm picking it just for that.
Okay.
All right.
So Texas over Texas. Dude, how many times did we call Texas frauds all year?
Yeah, and here we are having them in the Sweet 16.
God, I hate us. We're the worst. We're the worst humans on earth, other than the selection committee for not putting in Indiana State. But
all right, South Carolina, Creighton. I lean Creighton.
I think you're right there. I mean, I think like South Carolina's good. I just think that I think Creighton has more potential than I think they have.
Yeah.
You know, like when I see Creighton on paper, I'm like, dude, they're gonna win. They're gonna cover. It's money. It's free money.
McDermott is also just a great coach, and Kalkbrenner is just a dog.
They're good. They're good.
Okay. Stanford, McNeese. This is actually probably
This is the hardest
the
pick
hardest
all night.
pick all night.
God damn, dude. On one end, I saw Samford lose by like 50 to Purdue.
Okay.
On the other end is Will Wade. But like, will he have more success at McNeese than he did at LSU? I don't know. But like, Samford is like one of the smallest teams in the country.
Yeah.
If they can get it across half court and just jack up a three like they do, honestly, Will Wade redemption tour? Who says no?
Not me.
Not me.
Utah State, Purdue. Who you got, Adam?
You gotta ask me first. Who do I have?
Remember,
or for the
we
brand?
are in Indiana.
For the brand? For the brand?
It-
Wait, let me pull something up real quick.
Okay, if you're in the chat on YouTube, I know that there are 4 of you watching, give or take. Adam and I are really torn on this. We want to pick Purdue for the brand, for the state of basketball, but also we both really like Utah State, and we know Purdue's track record in the tournament. This is the best chance they'll probably ever have. Or maybe not ever have, but this is the best chance they have.
I say that every year. This is the best chance Purdue's ever had. And then it's like next year, this is the best team.
But this is legitimately like,
yeah, you have literally one of the best college players ever on your team, and you will not have him next. And like, no matter how good the pieces you're adding, you will not be this good. Because when you look at the reasons why they have ever lost games, it's never been Zach Edey. It has always been A or multiple surrounding pieces to him. Like Zach Edey's like what I think Ant Wright said it on Twitter the other day. It was like Zach Edey's gonna get his. Like he's gonna get his. He's gonna get his 20 to 30 to 40. He will.
yeah.
So like if you can stop Fletcher Lawyer, you're looking great. If you can stop Lance Jones too, you probably win the game, unless Braden Smith, which he is apt to do, goes nuclear. I'm going to say it, Jaron, and I want you to know.
What Ken Pom?
I literally just pulled up Utah State's Ken Pom. Their best win on the season, San Diego State and New Mexico. San Diego State was 21. New Mexico is 23. I'm going to pick Purdue to make the Sweet 16.
Okay.
Because I think that's what our show needs. That's what our show is, and that's who we are. Purdue's going to win this game. And then they have to absolutely not. They have to beat all allegations in this game. They have to beat McNeese, right? Or does McNeese shoot too many threes?
I just think McNeese shoots too many threes.
So does Alabama, but they beat them.
But I don't want you to compare Alabama, because Alabama, like, it's which Alabama is 2 different teams cooked into one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
picking Purdue. Dude, that means we get, oh my gosh, another almost chalk to the freaking.
Just
because I'm going to pick Creighton over Texas. I'm going to pick Creighton over Texas.
But I'm still torn. Flip a coin.
All right. Who's the higher seed? Purdue. So Purdue is heads. It's heads. That's Purdue. Give us Purdue.
Purdue Creighton.
Kalkbrenner versus Zach Edey. I don't know.
Creighton beat UConn.
Yeah, but UConn also beat Creighton. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The Big East is one weird thing. Okay, I just want to say we're at Houston, UConn, 1-1-1. That's what every single pundit on CBS has said so far.
No.
But we are the Indiana show, Jaron.
All right, North Carolina.
So Purdue, so far we have Purdue coming out of the Midwest, Houston coming out of the South, and UConn coming out of the East. North Carolina versus Howard.
This region is
tough.
Tailored. No, I'm saying Purdue's region, the Midwest, is tailored to Purdue.
Yeah, like being upset.
No,
just they should run through.
I think they could get upset any round, but realistically, they are the team that should win.
Well, yeah, because I mean the highest seeded team on their half of the bracket, their section of the bracket is Gonzaga, who they've already beat, and then they have to beat Creighton. You know, on paper they have to beat Creighton or Tennessee, and they've already beaten Tennessee. So it's like, oh, if Creighton gets there, maybe Creighton wins. But they've already beaten two of the highest seeds in this side of the bracket. So, all right, let's finish out this
right.
North Carolina. Tom Izzo's just a dirty dog, dude. St. Mary's. Give me Bama. They're not going to lose in the first round. They'll lose.
New Mexico.
Give me New Mexico.
Yeah.
Baylor Colgate. Give me Baylor. Dayton, Nevada. Oh, God, dude.
Nevada is the first team out of the Mountain West. Make the tournament.
But the Indiana pick is Steve Alford, right? I think Dayton wins it, but like Dayton has been struggling so much recently. Like, do they break that spell? Do they win one then lose one?
I
probably.
Yeah. Taking Nevada though.
Yeah. No, we're taking Dayton. Arizona over Long Beach State. Yes, Arizona. I think Arizona over Dayton. I love Scott Drew. Give me St. Mary's, dude. Give me St. Mary's, Jaron. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I mean, if they have an off shooting night.
5, Bama the 4.
Yeah. North Carolina, Michigan State, North Carolina.
I think.
Right?
I think we have a.
Better be chalk. St. Mary's, North Carolina.
St. Mary's.
Yes. Let's do it.
I think RJ Davis is going to have the worst game of his career.
That's a bold statement. Live by it, King. Baylor or Arizona? Give me Baylor, honestly. You know what? Give me Baylor. We didn't go chalk. We didn't go chalk, Jaron.
Baylor, right?
Yeah, give me Baylor. Scott Drew gets back to the Final Four since he won his first time since he won his national championship.
Okay, so now we've got UConn, Baylor.
Yes, give me UConn.
Houston, Purdue.
My God.
I like Houston.
This is what almost every single person on the TV said.
Yeah. I think Kelvin Sampson does it for Indiana. He said, "Y'all fired me, but I still got you."
I'll show you why I should have never been fired. My question is, how many of our Final Four picks are actually in the Final Four? One?
I'd say 50%.
I say one of our Final Four picks are in the Final Four. The actual Final Four. No, I don't care who it is. I just think only one of these teams. I think probably UConn, yeah. But I think only one of these teams will actually make the Final Four.
You know what? The matchup everyone in the world wants to see. Purdue, UConn. Settled the debate.
Okay.
I think Clingan eats Saki's lunch.
You think so?
I think so. I think.
Well, are these Big Ten refs, or are they are they like neutral refs?
Cam Spencer also knows how to beat Purdue.
It's true. It's in his blood.
Stephon Castle is,
Tristan Newton. I mean, the whole team
yeah.
is stacked.
I think, unfortunately, you.
Are we an Indiana show about to not pick an Indiana 1 seed to win this?
I mean, I just think UConn's a better team. And I'm trying to put my bias towards Indiana aside.
I mean, UConn has looked less fallible lately. Their coach has proven he can win it all as a 4 seed. 4 seed. Yes, they were a 4 seed. Because we were a 4 seed. Dude. I'm fine with the Huskies going back to back. I'm fine with it. That pick.
All right.
Total combined. Mine is total. 185. So UConn's gonna win over Purdue. Finish bracket 71. Oh, that's why. Hit the voice to text button. $65.
Right.
UConn. It hurts. It hurts, but dude, I cannot believe they only put one Indiana team into this freaking tournament.
Yeah, that hurts. We are.
Are we gonna start a bracket challenge? We don't have anything for the winners. If we do,
Yeah.
maybe we'll send one out on Twitter. Maybe we'll start one.
Yeah, we've got 3 days.
I don't know. I guess, we are haters ultimately. We are not believers.
I'll change. Well, what we're gonna do is, obviously we did this bracket live. We will post it on our social media channels, here in the next
soon
hour.
Yeah,
we'll get it out tonight. That way everyone can see our picks. We'll probably do a bracket challenge because why not? We'll post that link on our Twitter as well. Yeah.
Make sure you fill out an NIT bracket and pick the Sycamores to win it all. If you're anywhere close to Terre Haute or in the state and you're not going to Indianapolis to watch Purdue or anything, try and go to the Holman Center and watch the Sycamores. They should be in the tournament, but I mean, you didn't make it. Go be the 69th best team in the country. Prove them that you should have been in the tournament. So probably Avila, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Nerd. The disgrace that he.
Yeah. I'm sad about it. Big sad.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, we will be live in some capacity for some amount of time. Probably not long. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we'll do a regular live show on Sunday.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys on Thursday, I guess.
Not sure what time, but once we settle the times, we'll
yeah, probably once like most of the games are done. You know, those West Coast games go late, so probably
I don't even know if they've put game times out yet.
They're probably somewhere, but like probably I'd slate it around between 10 and 11.
Yeah,
it is probably like a safe bet. So catch us here on Twitter, catch us on YouTube, wherever you're looking. we will be there.
Yep, we'll be live remote, like you said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So like we're just not gonna be together. We won't be at our normal setup.
Yeah.
I will, just because
This is where you live.
this is where I live. My bed is actually underneath the camera. But yeah, we'll be live Sunday. Not sure what time yet,
Yeah.
but
We'll tweet it out. We'll let you know.
we'll be in this format as well, where we'll both be here together talking about the full weeks of games, and then we'll talk about some of the games for the following week, and we'll make some revised picks.
Yeah, we'll do a Sweet
Things like
16
that.
pick or something if the brackets are out, or if they're
Any of our picks that didn't, make it. If we're not sitting perfect come Sunday, we'll give out revised picks for the
and if we are sitting perfect, tune the F in, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll check our Twitter. We'll give updates then on when we're going live, and then obviously if you subscribe on YouTube, you, I believe, would get a notification when we go live, but also whenever we post the live, schedule the live, so you'll see it there. But yeah, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and the clock is showing quadruple zeros, or our clock on the wall that shows 7:59. Thanks for tuning in to the State of Basketball podcast. We will see you multiple times next week. And remember, in 49 states,
It's just basketball.